Hi everyone. Had some technical difficulties. Hi Amanda. Hi Lottie. Glad you could join. Hi Judy. So I'm obviously just going to wait a while. So, well, not a while, but I'll just wait a few minutes to see a few more join. And obviously this is part 2. Good evening, Catherine. This is part 2. Part 1 is on my playlist called Craft With Me, and if you didn't watch that, then this is what I've done so far. Excuse me. It's a stuffed altered paper bag, and I made some things and decorated it the other day, and that's how it is at the moment. Hi ladies, glad you could join in. So I did say that I was going to sew off camera, which I did do, and that's what I've done. And I've just popped them in the bag. So I'm going to finish with finish doing the embellishments that I'm going to stuff inside this. Then hopefully I will be able to make a start on the journal that's going to go inside the big pocket. Hi everyone. I won't go through everyone's names, I will be here all night, but thank you for joining. So that's what I've done so far. I'll just give it another minute or two, because I am running about 10 minutes behind what I said. I did say I was going to be on at 8:30, but like I said, technical difficulties. I'm just having a cup of tea as well. So thank you. Glad you like it. So I've only got a few more embellishments to do, just things to pop inside here, and I've already cut my tags, and I'll just do some stamping on them and add them up just to kind of break up all the colours in there. Just a little bit of neutral is nice to break that up with. Then, like I said, I'll make a start on the journal. I probably won't finish the journal tonight. I normally just put like a blank journal in these when I make them, but I'm actually going to do a journal and decorate it a little bit. Hi Jodie. Hi Stacey. Hi Debbie. And feel free, just chat amongst yourselves. Hi June Kerry Journals. Oh, all's out. Yeah, that's actually really good. I've got to catch up with that too. We've got lots of free time now to catch up with lots of things. So, right. So I'm going to make a start on this. You will be able to watch this on a rerun, because this will be loaded up onto YouTube after I finish this. Hi Debbie. Hi Rosie. Hi Sharon. Right. I'm just going to do some very simple stamping. I should have got my stamp block a little bit nearer me. And my ink, because now I've got to stretch over in front of the camera. So I'm kind of looking forward to doing the journal on this, because like I said, I normally only do blank journals inside, but I'm going to do a little decorated one. It's not going to be super chunky or anything, because this stamp is a Kaiser Craft, and it's just called Butterflies. I don't know if you can see that, if there's a glare. Yes, Butterflies. You can get that on eBay and Amazon. I think you can still get it. So I'm just gonna, the ink that I'm using is potting soil Archival ink by Ranger. And it's going to be difficult because I can't put my head over top to see if this is straight or not. I'll try my best. And I come up with well, I probably haven't come up with this idea. Probably somebody else has done it before. But I was tinkering around yesterday on another project that I'm working on. So I've got quite a few projects on the go, trying to keep myself busy. But I was using, you know, your embossing folders, and you've got all the, you know, the nice patterned ones. I was using them to do backgrounds on envelopes, and that was a lot of fun. So I'm going to do that in another project. Right, I do need another stamp here. Another 2 stamps actually. This is just my little go-to. I've actually got about 7 or 8 of these tubs filled with stamps, and they're not very organized. But I'll have that one, and I'll have that one. But this is my go-to, which is on a shelf to the right hand side of me. Now we need another, a different stamp block, because these are a little bit bigger. This is another Kaisercraft one, and it's called Windsor. It's ever so pretty. And then this one, as you can see, I am a messy pup. This one is just called 36, but again, it's got a bit of a butterfly on it, so you know that's why I've got that. Let me just move them out of the way. And these, look, they're really filthy. Oh. Well, since I've got lots of time on my hands, I shall be cleaning stuff up. So I'm just gonna stamp. I would normally bang that down, but I know the camera's gonna shake and wobble and you'll all get dizzy. So it's just simple stamping. This I'm gonna have to try and stand up. I don't wanna. Here we go. Just press on that a little bit. You love chunky. Can I ask, what's the difference between archival and the Arion? Oh, do you know what? I don't know, because I think it's got. This is where we need someone in the chat with some expert that can answer all these questions, because I tend to stick to certain inks. I use Memento a lot in various colours. I use I only ever use, I think, the archival in this colour, and I use Stays On, because obviously that is permanent, so you could wet that and it's not going to go anywhere. This is waterproof as well. This is kind of waterproof, but I don't know about the Arionic ones or whatever it's called, so I'm so sorry about that. But if we wait till, say, someone that does a lot of mixed media comes on, they might be able to answer that question. So I've made a right mess here now, so I'll just put that stamp back. And obviously I use my distress inks as well. Where's that gone? But yeah, I couldn't tell you all the differences between them all, because I don't use them all. I can't, you know, I can't tell you that. So sorry about that. Set that up out of the way just now. We used that one. You can tell I've used black ink with that a lot. I think, you know, if you look at the description online of the inks, they will pretty much tell you what they do. And I'm not quite sure, is it Ranger that make the what's it called, Adirondack or whatever? Then if it is, then I'm sure they've got a video on their website or YouTube, because Ranger have got their own YouTube, and so is Tim Holtz. So yeah, I'll have to try it, because it is good to try other things as well. So let me just clear my mess up, because it is going to get really messy in here. The other night when I done the other live video, the mess I made was unbelievable. because I would generally stop and tidy up and go back to making a mess, but because I was doing a live, I couldn't just keep stopping and cleaning. So how has everyone's day been? I know obviously it's still early in some places. We've had a really busy day here today. We have cleaned and done loads of laundry. We have the loft, or attic as some people call it, got emptied, and oh my goodness, we found stuff in there. We've lived in this house now 10, nearly 11 years, and there's still stuff in there from when we moved in that we didn't unpack. Hi Lisa. Hi Rita. So I'm just going to ink around the edges real quick, and obviously because this is a live, I can't edit it, so you have to see me do everything. Whereas if I was just doing this as a normal video, I could edit like the boring parts, like inking up and things like that. I might do a little bit of stenciling on these as well, just to save it looking really boring. Hi Jodie. What is your paper? What, this paper? It's actually it's a cardstock. It's let me see if I can. Oops. I got it from. Oh, I haven't even got the thing in it anymore. And I have got other ones, but they're underneath loads of other bits. I think they're about 160 GSM, and I'm not sure what that is in pounds, but there is a conversion chart online where you can go and have a look at the different way we give out the weight of the papers in different countries. So, stencil. My go-to stencil, which is absolutely filthy, with ink, just with ink. It's okay, you can't edit it. It's like, yeah, it is, yeah. Well, yeah, it's why it's like craft with me. You it is part of the process. So a little bit of stenciling there. That's got a little clip on it because I've got little hook things that I hook things up in front of me. And this really needs a good clean and straightening out, because you can see all the bits, all the really fine intricate bits are all starting to stick up. But if you just pop it in some warm soapy water, not boiling water, and let it soak for a little bit, not long, and then you can obviously it'll clean it, but you can also manipulate the bits back into like a nice flat position where they should, like how they should be. Right, so I'm just going to pop that back up without hitting anything. Right, I'm just going to, oh, there is some other stuff that I need to ink up, so I'll get all this inking up done now. You stain it. My papers are coffee dyed or tea dyed, one of the two. I never use just plain white unless I just want, you know, just looking for a little bit of a hint of white on something, but generally it's all tea or coffee dyed. So here, I don't know if it's the same all around the world, but we had, our clocks went forward last night. So we lost an hour. And thankfully everything's like digital in the house. So it automatically changes all by itself. Apart from the clock on the wall, which is probably still running an hour behind us all now. But yeah, didn't really affect us because we're getting up to do nothing anyway. You know, nobody was going out shopping or anything like that. Just thinking what to use. I've got some sari silk here. I might use a little bit of that. And also I've got my stamps. Oh, thank you. Yeah, they're all from Kaisercraft, if you didn't see me show you that. So I've got a little bit of eyelash trim as well, because what I'm going to do with these ones is punch a hole and put an eyelet in it. So I buy my eyelets from eBay. These are 4mm, and I think it's yeah, it's 100, and they're about £2.99 or something like that. It's £2.99. So I'll need 3 of these, and I couldn't tell you what all that's set at because the writing's really tiny and I don't have my glasses. But I'm just gonna try and catch up with your chat just in case I'm missing anything, because I am so nosy. Oh, your time changed on the 8th. Ah, that's, where are you if it changed on the 8th? It was strange because it was nearly 8 o'clock and it was still light outside, and it was like, wow, you know, we're getting pretty, it's very chilly here at the moment. You've got armed police in the street. Well, through probably about a quarter of a mile away from here today, we saw the air ambulance go over, and we heard sirens, like they seem to be coming from all directions, and we're on lockdown, so nobody should be out anyway. But what it was, someone got stabbed in a shop, or outside a shop. So we don't know what it was about, but there was the air ambulance, police, armed police as well. So obviously they've responded because there was a weapon involved, and we don't quite know who or what. But this time when, you know, we're all going through this worry and stressy times, you don't need things like that. You really don't. But yeah, it's crazy world we're living in. So I'm just setting these eyelets. I love this. Probably one of the best things that I bought that I thought I didn't need. I had a cheap one, just a little no brand one that I had for years, and it broke, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to treat myself to one of these. So I did, and I love it. I really do love the I don't even know what it's called now, just a hole punch. But it's is it We Are Memory Keepers. So yeah, it's a sad world out there, it really is. Right, I'll just use some of that for these. Oops. Yeah, it's not a crocodile, it's a crocodile. I thought that at first when I first started crafting, and people were saying crocodile. I was thinking, that's a really nifty tool, and it's called a crocodile. But yeah, even when you try and write it, it is it comes up crocodile. It's a crocodile. Yeah, what I'm using, actually, what I'd done was, I'm going to put the link for this kit in this chat, and I'll try and remember as well. It's from ARTYmaze. You all know who ARTYmaze is. So let me just pop them in somewhere. I've actually done quite a lot in this one with the tags. Maybe don't need them all in there. I will put them all in for now, but if it gets too chunky when I do the journal, I might have to take a few of them out. So let me just get the link for this, because I had it all set up, but right, this should, here we go. If you're looking to, there we go, that should be up there. That's the link to the kit. Hello, German Shepherd lady. I have 2 German Shepherds. I think you know that. I think we're on Instagram together as well, I think. Or is it, obviously maybe just through YouTube I know you. Right, so I'm just going to cut. I don't know whether to, it's quite wide. That, yeah, I'm going to need that. So I'm going to need 2 bits of that. I'm just going to staple it on, if I can find my stapler, which again is another dirty tool. It's covered in glue, and I don't know how I make this mess, you know. It's, now I'm trying to clean it. I'm just gonna, whoops. That's okay, Sherry. Yes, some of the shops are crazy. Well, it's pretty much under control here in the UK now with the shopping. There is, you know, the things that people were panic buying, are now you're restricted to what you can buy. Things like bread and milk, your real essentials, you're only allowed, I think it's 1 or 2 items of them, whereas people were going to before and buying like 10 and or just filling trolleys up basically. But it's pretty much under control here in the UK. But some shops now are saying that, well, you have to queue up to get in. They're only letting so many in, and then when people come out, they're letting this, like, say 5 come out there, then they're letting another 5 in. And then obviously you've got your 2 meters distancing away when you're queuing up. The queues to get into some of the supermarkets are horrendous. And they're actually telling the security on the doors, all the staff are very well protected at the checkouts, because they've got anti-cough screens up now, but they haven't got like every till opened. All the checkouts are not opened like what they would normally be. So the queues again, and because of the self-distancing, so that I've done them, sorry. Because of the self-distancing, the queues are longer than, well, they're not really longer, it's just because of the 6 feet apart. Yeah, 6 feet, 2 meters, yeah, 6 feet. So yeah, right, so I don't know if I'll put that in, because that's all getting, I might just pop that in like that, just in there, because there's a lot going on there, and I haven't even made the journal yet. It's gonna, right, I'll just leave that to, I'll do that. So yeah, I've done it because I do try it. I'm trying to, when I print stuff out, to actually use it all in the projects. Right, so I'm finished with the front pocket. Now I'm going to start on, I think I'm pretty much done. I'm going to start on the journal. And obviously I have, let me just do a little bit of clearing here and organising. No, definitely never thought anything like this would happen in our lifetime. I'm just having a little cup of tea here. I have to keep, if I don't drink tea or water when I'm talking a lot, I get a really dry mouth. Right, so I might not use all that paper, but I've picked out, this is the Traveller's Notebook. I put the link in this description for, I think it was the main kit, I'm not sure, because you can get the main kit, you can get the Traveller's Notebook size kit, and then there's the add-on kit as well. So I want these 3 in my journal, these 3 main pages as I call them. That's the other side. So I've printed them and I've coffee dyed them all. And what I do is I have a laser, so I print on some copy paper. When it's done, I brush it with my coffee water, which is in this big jug here. That was a big jam jar, so it's now my coffee water. And then I let it dry. I've actually put it over my a heater. And I'm just sorry, I'm just catching up with the chat. So I've got 2 paper bags here. I thought I'd add them because they're blue. They've all been coffee dyed. 2 dictionary pages. Again, all been coffee dyed. And then these are from the old design shop that's going in. And then I've got a selection of just coffee dyed papers. What else I have printed out and coffee dyed is stuff to go inside the journal. So what I'll do is I will make a start on collating my signature, then I will do my cover, and then maybe tonight I'll start making some pockets. So I've printed them out. As you can see, I've coffee dyed the back, so I probably won't be using all this tonight anyway. So I've got the pockets that I will use, not all of them but some of them. Little journal cards from the kit. These are from the add-on kit. Some more of these. That kind of needs ironing because it crinkled up a little bit, so I'll probably have to iron that. And then we've got an envelope from the kit. Sorry about all the crinkling, but I do love that noise. And then 2 envelopes that I will put things in the envelopes as well. So let me start just collating my papers, because what I normally do is where is it? I kind of make little piles and put them around, so that's one little bit done. Everybody works differently. I did actually watch one of Laurie Go on the Ridge, or watched one of her videos this morning, and she come on, I think it was this morning, or was it yesterday, who knows, but she I don't even know what day it is now. It's a Sunday, but she started off saying, oh, what a beautiful, wonderful day, the sun is out, and oh, it's glorious. And then she went, actually no, it's not, it's actually pouring down with rain. Yeah, it's good to definitely have a bit of a sense of humor in these times. So I'm just putting one piece of coffee dyed paper in there, then I will do another piece there, and oops, I'm getting all muddled here, and that, then we'll have another coffee dyed in there, then we will have that. This is how I do it. Oh no, I need that in there now. I will just flip through that in a second once I've done it all. Then is that the middle? Yeah, the middle. And this one here, I'm gonna fold it that away so that that is my middle page in my signature. So that's how easy that is. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah, I'll have to catch up with that later on. I will catch up with her videos later, because we've had a busy day cleaning and cooking and emptying attics out. So that's what I'm doing. So actually this is going to be quite a chunky journal. I wouldn't normally put all that in, but hey ho, not to go in a stuffed altered paper bag. There we go. So, oh sorry, it's because it's thinking all over the place. Right, so that's my signature. It's all ready. What I'm going to do now is hopefully that's dry. Right, I've always got some coffee dyed cardstock, which it's not coffee dyed on the back because I don't need it to be, because it's going on the inside of my cover. So I've chose this. It's a really dark blue. Kind of looks like the spotlights on there, doesn't it? Like it's gone in. Where's Mrs. Gesso? I don't know. I don't know where Andrea is. I don't know. Maybe she's doing a video. Maybe she's gessoing loads of things up. Who knows? She might have fell asleep. Lou, hello Lou. So I'm just catching up with what you're all talking about. Right, so okay, I'll put that to one side for a minute. I do need to get my scoreboard in. All right, and tonight I will have to use my sewing machine on here, but it will only be to sew around my cover, because I need to do that, and I can't stop this and edit it. So sorry if you'll hear, it will only last about a minute, less than a minute, I think. Right, so this is a 12 by 12 piece. If you're not using a 12 by 12 piece, find your center on there. So for me here it is 6. Then I'm gonna come out I'm rubbish at these, so from the 6 I'm going to come out 1, 2, 3 little marks on that and score again, and then the other side, to the left hand side, 3 little marks again. They're eighths, aren't they? So that was 3, go out 3 eighths from the 6, and then 3 eighths the other way, I think. Like I said, I'm not good when I'm working in the middle of something. All right, so I'll need to put that away just for a second, because I will need it back again. Oh, right, now I need my paper trimmer. Oh, actually I don't need that yet. Isn't that pretty as well with the birdies? So I'm just going to fold them. Now you can, at this point, if you want to, put a bit of fabric down the middle of that, or a bit of Tyvek. I only use Tyvek when I'm doing my big hardcovers, because I've got loads of these journals for myself and they've never ripped or anything, and it's not like you're going to be chucking it around anywhere. You're not going to be rough with it. So I'm just going to fold that in half, and then I'm going to just measure around it to find out how big it is. Always leave a little space at the top and a little space at the bottom, and I'm hoping it's not, I can't put my head up to look over. There we go. Right, so I'm just making a mark there. Whoops. And I will come out just I don't know, about half an inch, maybe just slightly under half an inch there, and then I'm going to cut this. Find that. I'm going to actually measure that. Just catching up with what you're all talking about. There we go. Perfect. Right, and as you know, if any of you have had the Stampin' Up trimmer, they no longer sell the little blades, so my little craft knife works just as well, she says, and then it fails on me there. Oh, why is that? Typical. Just proving me wrong, and that's actually caught that a little bit, but I'll be fine. Doesn't normally do that, and I might need to change the blade. It is quite thick, to be honest. Oh, do you know what? I never have a problem. I don't know why it's doing that. I might have to get my other paper trimmer out. Well, that's unusual, because it never normally does that. I'm going to have to get my other trimmer out, which is a great big bulky thing. You'll see this in a minute. It's one of the office ones. I'm hoping I'm not going to knock anything. One of these big massive rotary ones. So there we go. Done. I don't tend to use this because it's on the floor. It's really heavy, and it's just a pain in the butt, really. Okay, so my coffee cardstock. Coffee cardstock. I'm gonna turn it over, and let me see. Oh, that is just perfect on there, the right size. Excuse me. So in the middle, I'm just going to run some glue stick. Actually, I'm gonna just a little bit, just to hold it basically in place while I sew it. There we go. Whoops. Oh, there we go. Shame having to cover them birdies over. Right. I think that's me done there. I'm just gonna use my bone folder just to press that down a little bit. Let's see if this, I'm going to actually trim this blade off. Start with a new piece. There we go, should be fine. I'm just going to whoops. I think my ruler, I think I've caught it that much. It's actually feeling quite sharp in places with using the blade on it, to be honest. So you can see that's a little bit, I'm going to get the trimmer and just trim that little bit off. A teensy weensy bit. I bought this in a second-hand shop, about 8-9 years ago, for £5. Oh, a little bit more, to be honest. Here we go. That'll do. Yeah, for £5. So it's lasted pretty well. And I was saying in the other video the other night that I'm going to invest in one of the Fiskars rotary ones. So I'm putting that back in there and just going to reinforce them lines a little bit so it kind of shows on the other side. And then I really need to bring the sewing machine in, so you're just going to be listening to that while I sew around there, but normally it's normally pretty quick. And I don't fold it really quickly or anything, I just gently manipulate it a little bit. Right, just going to pull the sewing machine in. It's actually quite dusty. Right, there we go. And I'm using one of these like really big bobbins, so it's not actually sitting on top of my sewing machine, it's in a cup. So you'll hear, if you hear that rattling away, that's what it is. It's not because my sewing machine is broke. Because I got that from, I think it was Aldi or Lidl or somewhere like that, and it was only like £1.99. So I just need to thread that because it's come out, and I need a pair of scissors here. That is a heavy duty trimmer. It's made for offices. When I was working, we had the very same make but in different sizes, and there was one that was actually taller than me. Right, I've got that in. Ta-da! That's good. Let's hope the bottom bobbin doesn't need changing, because that would just be my luck. So I'm just going to do a very faint zigzag stitch, so I won't talk while I'm doing this. There we go. That wasn't too painful. There we go. That's that. So, scissors. There we go. Right. Just seeing what you're all talking about. Yeah, I know that. I mean, they're really good, but you can just pop it in a cup, and it works just as well. You know where you would normally put your let's say your bobbin. I've got a I see some sewing lady on YouTube do it. It's a safety pin, and then you just thread your thread the cotton through that, and then through the normal way that you would do it onto your machine. And I was like, I've been using that black one now for a good few weeks, and it doesn't look like it's going down. So I'm just manipulating that. There's some little bits there that I need to trim. There we go. And we'll just ink up around the edges because there is some whitey bits on there. So I'm really finding it hard to catch up. You're all really busy talking, which is good. Yeah, I'd like to get some wallpaper samples as well. Right. Now I'm going to mark. I need my pencil. What have I done with that? I'm always losing that damn pencil. There we go. It's underneath there. So the middle line out of here, because I've done 3 score lines, the middle one here, I'm just going to use my Tim Holtz ruler, which has a center 0. And obviously once you've found, so this is actually 8 1/4, so I'm going to mark it here, my pencil, at 0, and then at 2 that side and 2 that side. If you don't have one of these rulers, then just find your center point and then just go up 2 inches and 2 inches down, or you can do 3 if you like. It's entirely up to you, but just find your middle. And then I'm going to do this with the signature as well, and I'm just going to ensure that everything is sitting where I want it to be, because there's many a times I've done that and things have slipped and it's gone all wonky and it's it made a mess. I'm a bit of a dab hand at doing this now, but there is oh, where is it? I can actually find it. This I won't be able to work with this right now because I won't be able to lean over, but this is you know, a hole punch cradle, and I actually got this from Fernley, who is Lou at Fernley, who is on this chat right now. So they were available. I don't think they are. Lou can confirm that or not, whether they've still got any of these at all. But these are handy because you just sit it in, and then you'd you know, once you've marked where you want to punch your holes, you can punch right through. But I'm not going to be able to do that because my camera's right in front of me right now. So again, with this, I'm just gonna, you know, and another thing, to make sure all your pages are going the right way before you sew them into your signature. So sew them into your cover, I should say. So I'm just gonna mark again the same. Find the middle. This is, it's 1/8 short each side of 4, if that makes any sense. And mark it 0, mark it 2. Whoops, I'll just move that. You can clip them all together to hold it, but like I said, I've been doing this a long time. I tend to just, touch wood, I tend to get it right. This will be the time where it all messes up. Watch this space, because you know what it's like when you're on camera. Everything is everything that can go wrong will go wrong. So I just do that and punch it through, and find the other hole, the other mark, sorry, and punch it through with my needle, and then do exactly the same with the other mark, and that's me done. Now I just need my you need a I'm so scared that I'll poke through my fingers. Yeah, I've done that a few times, poked through my fingers, and then had to make a washi tape band-aid because I can't find any normal ones. If you've ever seen me do a video and I've got like it's normally a bit of like tissue or something wrapped around with black washi tape, it's because I've probably poked my finger with a needle. or nearly cut my finger off with my craft knife. Right, so that's just wax linen thread. Get that on eBay as well. You don't have any cradles left, all sold out before we retired. You want one now? Well, Lou, I've got one you can have. They are a handy tool to have, and I do use it, it's just I can't use it right now. So I'm going to go in through the center, and there you go, it's gone right through. Sometimes that doesn't always work. Make sure if you're using whatever cover you've got, make sure you're sewing your signature into the right direction where you want it to go. And I haven't even poked the hole through on that yet, so I'm trying to poke it through. So yep, I'll blame you lot. I'll blame you lot. There we go. So my holes are punched on my cover. How do you get your dyed papers even? What do you mean even? Like even there? They're never even there. Never, never, ever, ever. Whoops. They're never even. I'm in the States. Yeah, you should always be careful when you're working with craft knives and needles and even sewing machines, because I've seen people have injuries with sewing machines. Like, I don't know how it's possible, because I don't think I could get my finger jammed underneath there, but I've seen people getting their finger caught. Oh. So this, there we go, it's gone through a few pages now. If I had this all clipped together, it would be so much easier, but I'm just used to doing it the way I do it. No, it's, you know, you can, if you wanted to afterwards, if you put your signature together and then put it all down and lay it down, and if you've got a really good trimmer to trim it all off, then you do it. But I just think that, you know, they look nice like that. You know, I've never had any complaints about, you know, you can, if it's too much overhang some of the pages or shorten, you know, the front pages will tend to be shorter than the middle pages for obvious reasons. Then, you know, when you've got tabs and lace trim and all sorts of other things that you can have dangling off the edge, then, you know, you don't even notice it. You know, we're not factories on a production line, you know, working on a production line. We're making this, having fun, enjoying ourselves. I wouldn't worry too much about little things like that. Right, so that's me. It's in, out, and shake it all about now. There we go. Just make sure it's all pulled through. Don't pull it too tight or you might rip some of your pages, but just make sure there's no, you know, it's not like hanging down there, and the same inside. Oh, you can hear all the, my house is upside down with everything that came out of the loft. And it's all getting put down at the bottom of the garden so that it can get taken to the tip in about 6 months' time when we're allowed out. Because we were actually, it was mentioned on the news today that it could be 6 months before our lives go back to some form of normality. And I thought, oh, that's just in time for Christmas. Sorry, just having another sip of tea, which is getting a bit cold now. Okay, so, geez, I've been on here nearly an hour already. What looks easier than the pokey tool? What, the needle thing and the cradle? It probably is. Lisa, you still love your Parisian journal. Oh, I'm so happy. So happy that you still love it. Actually, I need to speak to you about something. Not on here. Yeah, and I'm not, and I'm not like taking you outside to have a go at you or anything. It was just something that we were talking about a few weeks ago before I went on holiday. Anyway, right. So my signature, lots of people have asked me to do this loads of times, and it is so easy. I hope you find that that was easy peasy making a cover. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can just use a really good glue. And so, you know, sewing your signature in. I think it's easy. I hope you find that it was all easy. I am the journal making machine. Right. Couple of pockets. I'm going to put a couple of pockets in. I'm obviously going to use 2 of the pockets, whoops, that are from the kit. Not that or that. And then I'm going to make some of my own and decorate them. It would be the last page that I... Right, so I'm going to use these 2. 1 of each. And I'll probably only do 6 pockets in these journals. In this journal, I should say. Because I'm worried about how chunky it's going to be and whether it's actually going to fit inside the altered paper bag. So... Again, this has just been printed on my laser, on copy paper. It's been coffee dyed. When you coffee dye your papers, it does change the texture and the thickness of it, because I think it swells the paper a little bit. We were talking about that the other night as well, that how different your papers are after you've coffee dyed them. And not only that, the noise, the lovely crinkly noise. I adore that sound. I could actually, I do watch ASMR videos, and I love the crinkling of paper. Do you tea dye before you run it through your printer? No, I don't, because I've got a laser, so I can coffee dye it afterwards. But if you're using an inkjet, then coffee dyeing afterwards could possibly make the, you know, the actual printed image all run. You know, the colours would bleed into one another. But if you're using a good photo mat paper on an inkjet, I'll just make sure I'm saying this correctly, using some coffee water like this that I always have on hand. See if I've got something that I can just show you. Although all mine are, there we go. What's that? Or some tags that I made. So this is what I do. It's so simple. But then again, like I said, mine is laser, so the water isn't going to seep into the image on the other side. But if you're using an inkjet, then use good quality photo paper and brush it on like that. Still don't dip it in. I wouldn't dip it in. I know some people have. And then just let it dry or air dry it. That's how I do it once I've printed it. I tried once or twice quite a long time ago on my inkjet to print on coffee dyed paper, and I'd ironed it till it was flat, but I still felt that it was pulling, or not pulling, but the ink was dragging on some of it. I don't know why it done that, but it did, and it just kind of put me off. And obviously my laser is, you know, it was a lot of money, so I don't want to run coffee paper through it, because if it went wrong and I had to call an engineer out and I've got coffee paper stuck in it, my warranty would be out, and I really don't want to do that. Why is my Etsy not working? I don't have an Etsy store anymore. I have my own website. I will have to, I don't know. I'm just wondering why my Etsy link is on there, because I haven't used Etsy for nearly 2 years. I use it to buy things, but I don't use it to sell anything, because they were charging me the earth each month for selling my journals, which were literally on there. Sometimes I would list them and they could be on there 5 minutes to say 24 hours, and I was getting a nice big hefty bill at the end of the month, and I thought, no thank you. So there we go. Right, I'm just gonna pop these in. Oops, sorry, I've just wobbled the camera. That was being smart. I'm just gonna, could we private message on Messenger, Yvonne? After, right, could we private message on, well, after this, Tanya, I will be going in the house, but you can send me a message and I'll get back to you when I can. Yeah, send me a private message and I'll get back to you. Right, so I'm just gonna glue that down, and then I'm just gonna make, what I'll do is what time is it? I don't want to be on here too long. I don't want to bore you, because basically you know, like a 2.5 3 hour video. And the glue that I used or use is that one. I think you can get it pretty much anywhere. eBay, Amazon, where does that go? So I like to put pockets and things on the backs of the, like the digital papers, or if I was using scrapbooking papers, it would be on the backs of them if they're blank. So right, I did have, I'm sure, anyway, it's okay, I'm just talking to myself now. Right, so I'm going to use some coffee dyed papers to create some pockets. They're a bit wrinkly. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. I actually, yeah, the thumbs up and everything is that for, are you talking to me or about my video? Because I don't allow all that because of, you know, the thumbs up and thumbs down, and I don't I know first time I done a video and I got a few, which was a long time ago, and I got some thumbs down, it actually disheartened me a little bit. But then obviously as my channel grew and I got more subscribers and you know, done more videos, and I looked at the balance of it with, you know, say 300 people watched my video and 2 out of all them hit the, you know, the thumbs down, and I was like, well, you know what, I'm not really bothered. I'm not bothered anymore. Right, let me see. But I don't do it because it's giving people the, you know, those that love to go around doing the just hitting thumbs down, because I know people do it. It just gives them a bit of ammunition. Never boring, fun to hear conversation as you craft. Yes, it is. It is. I'm just feeling really bad because I'm like, I think I'm missing what half of you are saying, but if I stop crafting, I won't be doing anything. I am seeing lots of names on here that I didn't see the other night. You probably watched the other ones, but like after the actual after I stopped doing the live, because it just automatically gets saved onto your channel. And I know obviously a lot of people watched it afterwards as well, so thank you for that. If you watched it whilst I was doing it and after I done it, thank you very much. All right, I'm just going to do the insides here. It would be good if you could, if I could hear what yous were saying, like in real life. Oh, now my husband's joined in. Hello, Alan. I did say to it the other night, I'd said something. I think I was talking to the ladies about, like, you know, everyone's been stuck at home with their husbands and kids and everything, and I went, oh dear, I wonder if my husband's watching this. Oopsie. No, he is. We can't talk about him anymore, peeps. Right, so what am I going to do? I'm going to use some of these butterflies from the kit. I did actually use them for a couple of other things. Right. Right. I think you need to look for some more butterflies. Right. I'm going to use these two blue ones. Oh, it's midnight where you are. That's late. Right, I'm just going to back them onto some cardstock so that they're not flimsy. And where's that gone? Just use my glue stick for that. The glue stick is just from a local store called Wilkinson's, and I prefer this to Pritt Stick because Pritt Stick is absolutely rubbish. A few people agreed with me about that the other night, saying that Pritt Stick is rubbish, and yet it's so expensive to buy. So I'm just catching up with the chat. Oh, hi Nectaria, how are you? It was your birthday the other day, wasn't it? I'm sure it was your birthday. Nearly midnight there too. I know, I don't know what, because obviously I'm kind of stuck in the middle of you all. Like, you're obviously dotted around all over the world, and doing the lives is in the evening it's better for me, but I know obviously some places it's very late for you, but you can always watch it afterwards because they are being saved and kept on my channel. All right, so you're in New Zealand, Tanya. So how is it in New Zealand? Are you having to self-isolate? Where did my other one go? Oh, no, it's still early in the US. I've actually got a big plastic envelope, sorry, full of butterflies already cut out, but not this size. I think I'll do some of that stamping on there as well with, where is it? My bubble wrap. If you watched the live the other night, I showed that I was doing a bubble wrap stamping. There we go. Simples. Everyone's got a bit of bubble wrap somewhere. And I'm going to make some full tickets for here as well, which is just basically some cardstock. See what size I want that. Pencil. Keep your hands clean, everyone. Wash your hands and stay indoors. Florida's still not on lockdown. Oh, wow. That is Florida, isn't it? Yes, yeah. That's shocking, especially with the amount of tourists that go to Florida. Well, I'm pretty glad that we're on lockdown. It's not it's not full lockdown, but it's pretty much, you've got to have a very good reason to go out lockdown. Right, I need some paper. Oh, that will do nicely. Definitely plenty of time to be crafting. So I'm just guesstimating that. I need to take a little bit more of that off. Just do a little bit of inking. Yeah, it's pretty good, the amount of people that are working from home, so which is good because you know, you've still got a job. You can, you know, if you're working with computers, telephones, all that kind of stuff, I know you can, everyone can get like patched in, and you can, employers are giving the computers home to people and setting them all up, and so that they can work from home, which is great, because we still need things to, you know, still need the world to continue doing a lot of the stuff, you know, behind closed doors, so to speak. Right, I'm going to look for some cheesecloth now. Like I said, the journal won't get finished tonight, but I think the next video, the third one, will be the end of it, and then I'm going to do another project. It will be something else. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be yet, but it will, again, it will probably be a 2 or 3 parter, just to keep it interesting. Hi Laurie, we were talking about you earlier. If you go back through the chat, you'll see everyone was talking about you. Talking about your funny videos and your good sense of humour. Good night, Alan. I'll see you soon. By the way, Alan is Barmy292 on here, just in case MD was wondering who he was or who I'm talking to. The hubby joined in to, as if he doesn't have to listen to me enough. He wants to come on and listen to me live. Yep, night Alan. He's probably gone now. Yeah, he's been good to all. We've all really been doing really well. All been stuck at home together. I've lost my scissors. Wind him up the next time he's on. Yeah. Oh no, don't, because he's got an answer for everything. He really has got an answer for everything. And I don't want him embarrassing me. I'll be like, I've lost all my subscribers. Why is that? Oh yeah, my husband come on my live chat. Yeah. Actually, do you know, he made a journal actually a good few years ago. Like, he found some stuff online. He edited it a little bit on Photoshop or something like that, and he made a little journal. I don't know where it is. I wonder if we still got it somewhere. It was quite a masculine little journal. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't feminine. It would have been ideal for obviously a man, but yeah, maybe we should get him. That's what we should all do. Get your partner or your husband, you know, if you're a guy, get your girlfriend or your wife or whatever. Give them a little collection of supplies and tell them to make something and see what they come up with. Yeah, Go on the Ridge is Laurie Frisco. I can never say it, sorry. I've just Laurie Frisco. She'll come on and tell you, but it is Laurie. Tell him it's a challenge. He's got to do it. Let's challenge the husbands. I might actually, if you're on the Facebook, my Facebook group, well, one of the 3 or 4 that I've got, which is obviously Junk Journal Junkies, which has been running for about 6 years now. And then we've got Junk Journal Junkies chat group. We've got the Junk Journal Junkies boutique group. And then we've got the Pen Pal group. So maybe if you're on the chat group, I think I might set up a little challenge for your husbands or your girlfriends or your partners, so that they can make something, you know, just keep it simple. I'm just going to glue these pockets on now. Just headbutted the camera. Make sure that's the right way round. It is. I've already put a pocket on, haven't I? Yeah. Right. Okay. There's one pocket done. I think I will stencil and some of the pages as well. I like to do things in twos, in pairs. Not all the time, but you know, with my pockets and my journals, it's just how my brain works. You don't have to, but right. Hi, Robin. Oh, did you watch yesterday's live? Actually, what day was it? Friday night I done that? I can't remember. Oh yeah, I think because what I'm going to do actually is do them every 2 days. I will do them every 2 days, and I'm actually thinking of doing some during the day as well, but not with with different things. Maybe short 15-20 minute projects, that kind of stuff. But with the evening ones, I'm going to keep it project related. So obviously I'm working on part 2 of this, and then there will be part 3. Hopefully there won't be a part 4. I will continue doing that until it's done on part 3, and then I'll go on to another one. But I'm just thinking like little things that may pop into my head, or if I do something and think, oh, people might enjoy that, I will do little lives, but they'll still be kept on my channel so that you can watch them whenever. So I haven't done one of these pockets in a while. This is completely inspired by Terri Wood, who is on YouTube, and she has got I actually want to trim this down just a tad. She's got lots of great pocket ideas on her channel, and she makes amazing journals as well. Right, so I'm just gonna fold that in. So obviously you've got your bit of paper. This is A4. I've trimmed off just a little bit because I'm doing a Traveller's notebook size journal. Fold it in half, then kind of fold it in. You want roughly 3 equal pieces, just with a slight gap between there and where you fold it over. Doesn't always work for me, but there we go. And yeah, see, it didn't work then. So I'm just going to go back and take that in just a little bit, because I can't look over because my camera's above my mat. and I keep headbutting as it is. Right, then you fold them corners in and them corners in. Whoops. Then you open it up like that, fold them in, fold them back on themselves, them two, and you fold it in half, and you fold that in. Oops. Where's my bond folder? And then you fold that in. I've got glue all over my fingers now, because don't put the lid back on my glue, naughty girl. And let me see, I need to trim a little bit off of that. If you fold it correctly in the first place, you won't have to do that, but because I didn't have a good bird's eye view of that, it's not perfect. So that, I'm going to decorate that as well. So that will go in there, but I will ink up around it. And I need a tag or something just to show you. Whoopsie, making a mess. Oh, arms just ain't long enough. Right, so when that's glued down, which you'll see in a minute, you have a pocket there. You'll also have the pocket in between that and that. You'll have the pocket there, and then your little front pocket. So you've got a multi-pocket thingy bobber. Oh, just knocked the camera again. Right, so this is, like I said, Terri Wood, I keep calling her Terri Woods, Terri Wood channel, Terri Woods channel on YouTube. She is linked in all my videos. I do have to change some of the settings, because when my other video the other night got uploaded, all the things that I had set a long time ago came up, and I think maybe that's why the lady said earlier your Etsy shop, well, it's not working. So I'll have to have a tinker around with that. So I'm just inking that up. Don't really need to ink back, to be honest, because it's getting glued down. So do you prefer this type of video where you see me make things as I go along, or do you prefer just quick videos? And oh, this is going to take ages to do. You forget when you're on camera that things do take ages. So you prefer seeing start to finish? You do, yeah. I mean, I do as well. I love watching other people craft. Sometimes it takes me hours to get out of bed because I sit there watching everyone else craft. You can see where I trimmed that off. It's a little bit shorter there, but you're not going to notice that when you put it in and glue it into onto your page. Right, I'm not going to bother with that inside bit. I just want all the outside. Right. That hasn't closed properly. There we go. Still hasn't closed properly. What's going on? There we go. Right, I'm just going to decorate that. I'm going to use some scraps here that are floating around, because might as well. Some music paper. There's that. I need a little bit of sturdiness there, so I'm just gonna use that as a, just ink it up just in case anything peeks through. You love watching, you like to see me watch something from start to finish. Well, this craft with me part 2, well, part 1 and part 2 is exactly that. So just going to ink around there. I will do more of these, definitely. I think I'll keep not everything that I make, obviously, but I do have a good few ideas at the moment to keep videos like this going. Right, just going to tear a bit of that. Do I want that that way? That's actually gonna, nope, that's gonna have to be shorter because I want that to open out. That will still be able to open out. I'm just double checking myself here. Yeah, it will, it's okay. I don't want to do it and then it's like I can't open out the pockets. Right. I have such a nice voice to listen to. This is my acting voice. I don't talk like this in the house. I'm only kidding. Tell that to my kids. They'll be like, yeah, right. You want to hear her when she's in the house. No, I do speak like this. I tell you what though, when I go home to Scotland is a really good one. Because the further up north we drive, the more my accent comes back to me. Because if you didn't know, I am originally from Scotland and I've been down here in England since I was 15. Parents moved down here when I was about 15, I think it was. And I'll be honest, I hated it at first. Because, you know, kids are cruel. I moved from Scotland to London and you know, kids I should say, were taking a mickey out of my accent. I used to get all sorts of things said to me. And I got used to it, obviously, over a period of time. And actually, I could do with a little image of some sort. But yeah, but when I go back home now, it's hilarious because I just go full back into... You'd think I'd never left there. I'm just looking for a little image that I might have, and maybe not. Maybe not. No, not the right size. So I'm just going to have to use a butterfly again. I do talk like, yeah, Lou's met me. We've met a few times, me and Lou, and I do speak like I am. I does speak like this, I does. What was that little one I was going to use? I does speak like that. But yeah, or if I get mad, that's when this Scottish accent comes out in me. How cute your acting voice. Wasted too much glue there. Need some cheesecloth as well. Have I got some? I have. I could be doing with a bit of fabric, so I still haven't done that. Little seam there, like a hem that needs unpicking. I'm not wasting that. I'm not wasting two. Oh, she did. I told you she fell asleep. Andrea's here. But yeah, I did say that earlier because Andrea, somebody said, I think it was Sherry, said, where's Mrs. ARTYmaze? No, not Mrs. ARTYmaze. Where's Mrs. Jessel? And I was like, oh, maybe she's doing a video. Maybe she's Jessel and something. Maybe she fell asleep. So sorry. Yeah, tut tut. You're supposed to be here helping me answer all the questions. Good morning, Andrea. It's actually, it's 10 o'clock at night for Andrea. Good morning. I need to cut out my little butterfly. Mrs. Jessel. It must be really tiring, Andreas, getting up and going nowhere, doing nothing. Oops. And we lost an hour's sleep as well, didn't we? Message you next time. Yeah, I will. I'll send you a message. Because I got your number. So I'm just fuzzy cutting our butterfly out. Well, Andrea, you can catch up with the rest, well, the beginning of this. I'm nearly done now. You've got about 20 minutes left out of me tonight. So laid back. You're so laid back, you're horizontal. Yeah. Even Alan was on here chatting earlier, Andrea. He just popped up saying like, hi ladies and gents or something like that. I was like, oh no, embarrassed. But what we're going to do, because you've missed that as well, we're going to set a challenge up. I'm going to set a challenge up where you've got to give your husbands a little pile of supplies and tell them to make something. I'm going to set that up on the chat group. If you want to do it on your group as well, that would be, you know, because obviously there's different people on different groups. But yeah, we could kind of co-host that. That would be funny, you know, and maybe doing a little video of when you hand it to them and say, right, I'm challenging you to make something out of this little pile of whatever and see how that goes. Now I think this butterfly is too small. Hey ho, it's getting used. Yep, when you start second guessing yourself, that's when you sit here for hours doing nothing. Oh yeah, there was a question earlier that I thought you would be able to answer, Andrea. Oh no, who was it that asked it now? It was about inks, the Adirondack, I don't even know how you say it, and archival. What's the difference? Both Ranger, I think. Right, I'm just looking for some pretty stuff. I need to take a drink. My mouth's gone all dry. Excuse me. Oh, my tea's really cold. That was disgusting. Right, better hit the water now. Bye, Lisa. I'll speak to you soon. Oh dear, that's better. Excuse me. Right. Here we go. Here comes the sneezes. Sneezes and coughs. I done this the other night as well. And there we go. Sneezy coughs. Probably all the dust from today's cleaning episode. Right, so I'm just going to pop that on there. It's just a little cluster embellishment, I would say. And thank you, Jerry. Bless you. Yeah, I do sneeze and cough a lot. Just one of those things. When we were away on holiday last week, actually it was more than last week, it was 2 weeks ago now. And obviously because of this virus, you know, we were in a shop and I started coughing and I had some very strange looks and I had to explain myself. Look, you know, I'm not ill, I haven't got anything, I cough all the time, I have allergic rhinitis and post-nasal drip. You have to, and my aunt said to me, you shouldn't have to explain yourself. And I said, no, I know, but I was getting very strange looks off of people. And I was like, you know what, I'm fine. If I wasn't feeling good, I wouldn't have come out. Right, I'm gonna, oh no, I don't want that bit of paper. This one, already folded in half. Hi DM Crafty Creations. I'm nearly at the end of this video, but anyone that's just joining or anything like that, then this will be available on my shop, I was gonna say. Be available to watch forever and ever on my channel. Right, so that's another pocket. Right, so I'll just show you that again. Again, this is another idea from Terri Wood. So it's A4 sheet of paper, fold it in half lengthways, fold the corners up like so, both sides, something on there, and then bring it up, leaving a little bit of a gap, just whatever you like, and there you have it. And again, that's another one that once you've glued it onto your page, let me find where I'm going to be putting that. Oops, a diddly. I might have to trim that down just a little tad, I do. It obviously, you've got your two pockets and then it all flips out. So let me just trim that down a little bit. I need to get that big old industrial thing up because my other one keeps catching at the moment. I probably need to clean the little ridge out. So I'm just going to take a slither off of that to about there. Here we go. Yeah, the other one, you do need to clean the little ridge out on... Oh, just heard one of my dogs yelp. Oh, our street lights are out as well, and it is pitch black outside down a, like, we've got a little like cul-de-sac at the back of us, and really it's a bit creepy down there at night. And there's probably about 10 houses down there in the little cul-de-sac, or 8 to 10 houses, and not one of them have like complained about all their street lights being out. Mine's on at the top next to my house, but right down the back it's a bit, ugh. I wouldn't want to be coming in and out of there on my own late at night. Just saying. Oh, that's funny, Sharon. No, I'm always sneezing. Guarantee you, every night when I go to bed, I don't know why, I will have a little sneezy thing going on. It's really strange. I think it is allergies. It's the dogs. It's the cats. It's everything that causes me to sneeze. You know, like your sprays, your air fresheners and wax candles and everything, you know, I've got the Scentsy burner, and I did have that on today actually, I don't have it on for long because the smells like give me a headache and itchy throat and things like that. But it never used to bother me, but now it all does. Falling apart. You wandered off and you only heard archival. Right, it was Andrea, are you listening? Wakey, wakey. Is it Arion Dick? I can't remember the name of it now. I can't even say it. But it's the other Ranger one, I believe. I'm trying to think who asked about it now. It's, if you go right the way back to the beginning of the conversation and the chat, you'll see it. And yeah, that's it, that one, the inks. Adirondack, is that how you say it? That was it. Yeah, there you go. Question for you. Right. I'm just going to ink all around there. The inking is what takes up most of the time. Right. I don't even know what I'm doing now. There we go. Was it that way? Nope. It's that way. I've kind of lost the plot here. Right. There we go. Ta-da. Right, and I'm just going to make a little embellishment for that. And then I will call it a night for that. Once I've made the little embellishment, I might do a little tiny pocket thing. And then tomorrow, not tomorrow, Tuesday, when I come back, archival is permanent and the other one's not. Excuse me. I'll be using that, I think. Excuse me. Not quite sure here. Don't know whether to. There we go. Where's all that gone? Yeah, when I come back on Tuesday. Lost my ink pad. How can I lose that? I had it a minute ago. Oh yeah, I just didn't put it back where I normally put it. I will fill the book and do some stamping on some of the pages, some stenciling, and hopefully that will be that done. And then when I come back, and like I said, I'll do these every 2 days in the evening, and I will do some during the day, but it won't be on the same projects that I'm working on in the evening, if that makes sense. Forgot what I was talking about now because I'm concentrating. Yeah, and I think I might do something with Jane Austen, but I'm not. I've got some boxes that I'd like to alter and then maybe fill with Jane Austen ephemera and that kind of stuff, but I don't know. I'll probably change my mind. I'm not going to plan things. I have got ideas in my head, but I don't want to say something and then when I'll say that, oh, the next one's going to be blah, 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 and you come on and I'm doing something completely different. What times will you be doing live? In the evenings, I will probably, it will be anything between maybe 7:30 and 8:30 that I'll come on. It just depends on how the day goes as well. But I might do a few live. They'll all be saved anyway. Might do a few odd lives, not big long ones like this, because this has got to be, I don't know, nearly 2 hours. But I will do little short ones, like quick projects during the day, but you'll still be able to watch them. But the evening ones will definitely just be for like bigger projects, you know, having a few parts to them, like part 1, part 2, part 3, etc. Because I don't want to do it all in one hit, because I don't think I've got the I don't think I could actually sit and watch, say, a 3-hour video. I would get a little bit like distracted, like Andrea, and wander off. Whoops. But yeah, I've got some ideas for doing the quick ones. Do that. And just do a little pocket there. I need something else in there, like music paper. Good old music paper. You think live is so much better. Oh, that's good. It is fun doing this, because I would just be sat here doing this and watching Netflix or listening to music and probably looking on Facebook and getting totally distracted at the moment. Keep doing that. And that's another good thing about doing these lives. It kind of takes us all away from sitting just looking on Facebook at all the posts and all the doodads that's going on. Right. Good distraction. You know there's a butterfly going on there. Okay, Tanya, I'll reply to your message later on. There we go. Oopsie. Stuck my finger in that. that's okay, Patricia. I'm glad it's been helpful. Right, I need a word to go on there. Where's my words? Words and phrases. Right. I think I'll use the word memories. It's a little freebie from Andrea from ARTYmaze. Already, if you're looking this kit, I've already put the link for this kit, which is Butterflies in Blue, in this chat somewhere. So it's now attended in England and it's in California. Yeah, that is exactly, well, it's 2:24 here. 2:24. 10:24. Excuse me. Some of you have just got a whole day to yourself, and mine's nearly over. Right. I need a word and I need something else. Do you know what? I've got a big, it might be too big. Might be way too big, yeah. I did see something else. Excuse me. I really want to just finish this one off. I'm just looking for, I'll use a different butterfly. There we go. We'll use one of them. The blue one. That one there. Yes, Andrea has got a lovely selection of freebies on her website, on her Facebook group, which is ARTYmaze and Friends. Oops. Sorry, I went quiet then. Right, that's going there. Little word there, some cheesecloth. We got some here, but it's all the tatty bits. Tatty bits are actually better sometimes, I think. Right, my glue. And I was naughty the other night. I didn't put the lid on my distressing. I didn't put the glue on the glue on my lid. I didn't put the lid on my glue. And I thought, well, no, it's not a good time to be doing that, Yvonne, because some of my Amazon delivery things that I've ordered over the last couple of days, they are normally, because I've got Prime, they're normally next day delivery. One of my inks for my printer, next Thursday. And they've put the price up on it. I was like, that's a bit naughty. So yeah, I wasn't too chuffed with that. I thought, you know, they put it up by about £2.50 each colour. But to having to wait till next Thursday, and yet it was in stock, I don't get that. I thought, well, something's not right here. Just going to ink around that. I need to take some of that off. It's just a bit too much there. And I won't really pull any of that away until the glue is completely dry. Right, let's see if I can get this on straight. Oops, that's not straight. Bling. Alright ladies, that's me nearly finished this pocket. That's me put six pockets on, but 2 of them were from the kit, so I don't really have to do much. Just gonna glue that on. So this pocket will be a double pocket flip out with an additional pocket at the bottom. Well, basically a little tuck. So I'll have something tucked inside there. I'll glue that onto the page where it's going. Where is it going? It's going there. Right. Just going to sit that there because it's a bit bouncy up. I'm going to need that in a second. So I'm just going to glue down at the very long side. And the bottom, and then pop that on. Just squish that down a little bit. Well, here in the UK, talking about Amazon, sorry, I'm just catching up with you. Amazon, I know that, I don't know if you're, like, everyone's aware that here in the UK, this weekend, all the health staff, so all the nurses, our National Health Service, they're all being tested with the new, the kit that's come out to see if you have already had this virus. So all the NHS staff are getting it done, and then Amazon and Boots is like a local pharmacy, like a nationwide. I don't know if they've got them in other countries, but Boots, I know they're owned by an American firm, but I don't know if they're actually called Boots in the US. They are going to stock it, but only online. And like I said, Amazon the government have been in talks with Amazon now. There's going to be a lot of them being, you know, ordered. We're not quite sure how we get them yet. Whether somebody not suggested, but said that they had heard that it could be you needed to get like a voucher code so that you can't go and keep buying them and then doing it, like, you know, doing one week and then waiting 2 weeks and going and buying another one, because you think, you know, you might have got it in between then and all that kind of malarkey. So you will only, I think, will only get the chance to do it once, which is a bit scary as well. But yes, but they are taking on Amazon staff over here in the UK for that as well. Right, I need a little paper clip just to hold that. I normally put a little paper clip on there just to hold it closed. But then I've normally got a doily on there or something, but I haven't done that this time. Just looking, so we've got the pocket there, and then we'll have that little tuck there. We've got this Rita Donnelly flip here, pocket from the kit, that pocket, so that's there, in, oh gosh, right, this, I don't know if you can see, but you're going to have like a pocket there. If you put it there, it'll come down the bottom, so you need to find the little bit there so it doesn't, and then you've got that little tuck there. That pocket from the kit, and a Rita Donnelly here. I have to put some bling on them. Right, so when I come back on Tuesday, I will be filling it with the ephemera that I've printed out for this. I probably won't use all of it, and I'll do some stenciling or some stamping. I might put pockets in the front of these, I don't know, depends on how much goes on here. Excuse me, because that has got to, where is it gone? It's like, oh, I've lost my altered paper bag. That has still got to fit inside here, like so. which is getting quite chunky as it is. Oh, yeah, so there won't be like too much of heavily embellishing on that. I'll try and squish it all down, but I could take some bits out of that from what I've added to that tonight. So, right, this is me going off. Please, everybody, take care of yourselves. If you're on lockdown, stay in and wash your hands. And I'll be back. I'm actually planning on doing a little live tomorrow, but not on this, on something else that my brain just got hold of today. So thank you all for joining me. I hope some of this was helpful, interesting, and there's a few of you that I will answer your questions or the private messages that some people have said they've sent me. I will get around to that either later tonight or in the morning, because it is now 10:30. I've done 2 hours. Didn't I do well? 2 hours of keeping you guys entertained. Yeah, so have a lovely evening or the rest of the day wherever you are, and I will be back on Tuesday. Bye.